Happy Friday, happy Venus Day, and I hope all is well. I'm Shantae of Earthly and Ethereal, and I wanted to come and just do a little vibe check, do a little vibe check in with y'all real quick. I actually wasn't going to record anything today, but just was inspired by just thoughts I've been having and wanted to come and just talk a little bit. And what I've been noticing lately, y'all, as you guys probably know, I am 2 weeks into a Venus reset where there's been this sense of a recalibrating of, my own personal energy, my body, my environment, and just trying to be very intentional about re-energizing myself in a way that is soft but meaningful, along with this Venus retrograde. And I will be honest with you guys. There has been a lot of things that have come to the surface for me that I have allowed myself to work through. And one of the things that I guess in my awareness and sitting in a sense of being very present, I guess, of the energy, especially as it pertains to the divine feminine, is that right now I see that the feminine amongst the divine feminine, the feminine, we are tired. I see so many women, especially in the spiritual community, that are at this place where there's almost like a push, a very deliberate push to clear so much. And I know that feeling, I know that, process, because I too am experiencing it, have been experiencing it, and I feel like it's a collective thing that is occurring, manifesting in possibly many different ways, and with many different depending on where you are in your own journey. But the overall thing is that I just see this strong sense, and even if you could just look in people's eyes, there's just a strong sense of the feminine being so tired, just tired. And as we move into these new shifts and new paradigms, and you look back a little bit and you remember that, yeah, of course the feminine is tired, because the last, I don't know how long, has been built on the back of the feminine, the pillaging, the stifling of energy, the codependency, the downright just stealing. And it's been a lot, to say the least. It's been a lot. And as we kind of awaken to our own power, our own magic, our own gifts, our charm, our inner knowing, it has become just abundantly clear that yeah, this is not okay. And the realization of the truth has been almost as damaging as the truth, if you can understand what I mean when I say that, when we kind of just see how bad things have been. But because we have been, as a collective, as the feminine, as a collective, we've kind of been, in a sleeping beauty state, where we have been kind of pacified by very superficial things. And now those superficial things are not exactly fulfilling or meaningful to a lot of us. Not all of us. Some of us are still, but it's like there's this hunger, desire for more, deeper, better, balance. And as we get there, I just find that as I'm looking around, like my sisters, the sisterhood is tired. The sisterhood is drained. The sisterhood is weary. And I'm talking on every level. It's one thing for my spiritual girlies. It's another thing for my corporate girlies. It's another thing for the, what do you call it? The baddies. But everybody is at this point. The feminine is tired. And we've seen this exercise of resistance, I guess, manifest through the dynamics of what can be looked at as very tumultuous, relationships between the masculine and the feminine lately. Women just all out saying, yeah, let's just decenter men. So there's undoubtedly a battle that is occurring on many levels. And I just thought to myself, where do we go from here? Where do we go? What do we do? I think it's important to bring things back to balance. For me, balance is always the answer, because it pulls the energy in and it recenters it. And most times when we are overwhelmed or overstimulated, it's because we're leaning too much in one area. We're pushing too much effort into one dynamic of our lives, or or of society. And what I feel has been just an overuse has been the sexualization of the feminine. And if we look right now, for instance, at social media, first of all, the feminine is always sexualized in a way that is very, because you're a sensual being as a woman, you know, and that is beautiful. But I'm talking about over sexualized to the point where you are hypersexualized for one aspect of yourself, almost eliminating every other aspect of yourself and only made to feel like this is all that matters. You know, right now, if you look on social media, it's the, I don't have to tell y'all what it is, you know, everywhere you look, or just about in every circumstance, it's like the hyper, you know, sexualization of, you know, the bootay. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. And I don't think we really understand how much what the impact is on the hypersexualization of the feminine on the actual feminine, because it puts so much emphasis on that aspect of our energy, and it pulls so much from that it brings us just out of balance. And unless you're actually, you know, centering yourself and doing the work and, you know, replenishing, it's hard to, you're going to feel a little bit drained, right? Not to mention what it does to the masculine. So what it does to the masculine is it decenters the masculine and pulls them out of balance also. And all they're pulling from is that aspect of the feminine, the sexual part. And nobody wins when that is the case. Let me just tell you. So it just made me start thinking, if the feminine is tired, I see this post on social media a lot. It says in 2025, the Black woman is resting. We are not fighting. We are not marching. We are not protesting. We are resting. And that is so true. That is so true and so spiritual, so spiritually in alignment. Because in order to really move forward, you have to rest. You have to rest. And there comes a point where you just feel like, I've done enough. I've contributed enough. Now I have to take back my energy. Now I have to take back my energy. I have to take back my power. But before I take back my power, let me rest. Let me sit down for just a minute so I can catch my breath. Because when I get up and I get ready to take back what's mine, oh baby. So it's also important to remember that although the feminine is tired, the divine is never, could never, will never. Because the divine is ever flowing. And the divine cannot be overused, underpaid. The divine is God and Goddess, right? And in understanding that, it kind of reminds us why perhaps the feminine is tired. Because we have been operating too much from the feminine, too much from the physical, and not enough from our place of goddesshood, not from our divinity. So we have to remember that the divine is a force. The divine is love. The divine is spiritual, sacred. And in order for us to be in alignment as divine feminines, we have to make sure that we are in alignment with our divinity always. Or else we will find ourselves tired. So I encourage us feminine beings to take this time to really lean into your goddesshood, lean into your divinity. Remember who you are, remember whose you are, and remember that rest does not mean stop. It means recalibrate, catch your breath, and get ready to start moving in a way that is meticulous and calculated in a positive way, because we have learned, we have applied, and now it's time to execute, but not from a place of overdoing or being overused or misused or pillaged or stifled of our energy and relationships and connections and work and from our family. No, we sit in our divinity and we establish boundaries and we work from a place of love for ourselves first, and then the overflow is the spillage that, you know, the collective gets to benefit from. So no more being tired, ladies. You know, no more being tired. After we rest, we move forward with clear, concise understanding and understanding of how to balance our energy. Okay? As always, y'all, divine wellness, and I wish you the best. Bye-bye.